guys, it's TEW2016 Maxwell back again with another edition of TNA Making an Impact. We're 2 weeks away from one of the biggest pay-per-views in TNA, which is of course Slammiversary, and we have this show and the next one to build up what will hopefully be a stellar card going forward. We've got 16 segments today as we try and build up a bit of an undercard for the event, and as we also try and build up a blockbuster main event. So I'm going to kick on with the show. I don't want to reveal too much just yet, and hopefully you guys enjoy today's edition. So here we go, this is TNA Making an Impact. So today we are at the World Arena, and it's 7,720 fans in attendance. And why not start the show with the Chris Jericho highlight reel? So Chris Jericho is our host today for this segment, and he's basically discussing the big feud we've got going on at the moment between Adam Cole and Kenny Omega. The segment itself draws a B+87. It's just really a case of promoting Adam Cole and Kenny Omega up here, talking about obviously the history of the BC since they've joined TNA, and of course before they joined, and why of course Kenny Omega has this undeniable jealousy for Adam Cole. The segment did well, it got the crowd hot. Jericho comes across well, Omega is very underwhelming, but being in these segments will hopefully get him over. So no real negatives there, but a good start to the show, which then leads to an interesting appearance from one of our owners. Carly then comes out and she decides she's going to make history. She's going to bring back a TNA tradition, and at Slammiversary, the main event for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship isn't going to be a triple threat match. It is going to be a 5-man King of the Mountain match. So Fergal Devitt will defend the championship against not only AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, but also Adam Cole and Kenny Omega. So a B72, B-72. Carly didn't come out of it looking good because of her lack of overness, but it got the crowd hotter, and 2 segments progress, though losing a little bit of heat. We start the night, as we always do, with some X Division action, and it was a good match that saw Yujiro Takahashi defeat Jay Lethal in 9:06 by pinfall with a handful of the tights. A B-75 here. This was with Takahashi off his game. Good chemistry between them and it lifted the match. Jay Lethal with the far superior in-ring matchup here, in-ring performance, but could we have a shock contender for the championship? Is it going to prove that maybe Jay Lethal isn't going to dominate the X Division like initially planned? Could he have a surprise challenger in Takahashi? He improves his technical skills, and of course a few negatives there, because it was a short matchup. Next up we have another promo from Let's Make Jesse Goddard's Great Again, and it's him and Liviana just talking away and just saying this makeover will be complete. This is still the early stages as we try and build up Jesse Goddard, so an E+32 there. And another poor matchup by him. It was an awkward bout between him and Eli Drake, but an E+35. No great ratings here. And performance skills, the match cooled the crowd a little bit, but Jesse wins with the stunner, building up a little bit of momentum again, and quite a few negatives where hopefully we can build up and make Jesse Goddard's better. Next up we have some knockouts action, and it was a decent wrestling match that had little heat, and it saw Rosemary defeat Gail Kim in 7:49 with an Olympic slam. C-54 here as we continue to build up Rosemary to have a potential challenge down the line for the Knockouts Championship. Gail Kim with a far superior in-ring performance, but it is time to move over Gail and let some new knockouts come through. So a good matchup there, definitely room for improvement, and no negatives. Next up in another matchup, it was the members of the Decay, Abyss and Crazy Steve taking on the Mac and Moose, and Abyss got the win in 7:16 with the Black Hole Slam on Willie Mack. Abyss was head and shoulders above everyone else in terms of in-ring performance. As I say, the likes of Moose and Willie Mack have a long way to go. Crazy Steve is gradually improving with the feuds we've put him in, but a C-57, the Decay with a dominating victory, and a few negatives there, mostly for Moose, but hopefully we can start to get him learning some psychology and selling, working with good workers. After the matchup, the Hardys come out and basically say to us, obviously this whole feud they've got going with the Decay, and they say they will seek their vengeance, they will get the victory at Slammiversary, and they will prove that they are one of the greatest tag teams, if not the greatest tag team, ever. So a C64, Matt Hardy struggled, Jeff did well, and the storyline has advanced. Some broken brilliance from the Hardys. Next up, backstage, we just see Sienna and Becky Knox. We basically cut the camera to them, and they seem to be in some sort of brawl. Basically just giving Becky Knox a good feud to start with. Don't want her going straight to the championship. And I feel like Sienna is one of our more over knockouts on the heel side. So they're basically fighting backstage. The road agents to break it up, them and the referees. This will probably lead to some sort of matchup at Slammiversary. So D-37 as it's rated on overness. And we're still building them up. Next up, we had a great wrestling match in good heat as we saw Shibata defeat Bobby Lashley in 10 minutes and 10 by pinfall. Shibata making the 13th defence of the TNA National Championship. A solid B80 here. The match got the crowd hotter. Lashley with a 66 to Shibata's 78. Interesting it was such a good rating considering there's no feud here. Bobby Lashley improves in technical skills. Only negative was Lashley's inconsistence, but the crowd was happy with that. The prestige on the title's good. And these two gentlemen pulling off a good matchup with Shibata, gaining some more momentum. After this, Brandy Reynolds comes out. She says after the victory last week for Bobby Roode, albeit via countout, she's decided at Slammiversary we are going to see Bobby Roode versus Shibata for the TNA National Championship. So a C62 here. We look forward to what should be a good matchup between Bobby Roode and Shibata. Next up, an extremely short match, but with Samoa Joe and his in-ring return, TNA defeating Caleb Conley in 5:20 by submission with a Kikuina clutch. C-58, again just building Joe back up, and TNA is a dominant monster. 64 for him to Conley's 34. No skill improvements, but it's a basic match just saying Joe is back. He's going to dominate. And after the matchup, Joe says, you know, Stu Barrett, you wanted some competition. I am your competition, and if you've got the balls to face me, I'll take you on at Slammiversary and show you just how good I am. So C plus 71, and it starts the Here's Your Challenge storyline between Samoa Joe and Stu Barrett. Then we have two blockbuster main event matches. The first one was about they had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the audience, and it saw AJ Styles and Kenny Omega defeat the American Wolves in 12:04, when Kenny Omega defeated Davey Richards by pinfall with a cross-legged Fisherman's Buster. Omega being the weak link here, but we're using these kind of matchups to build him up to the next level. A solid B80 there, good performances all round, even a 62 from Kenny's not too bad, but hopefully we can build it up. A good matchup. The heels prevail. No skill improvement, sorry. A few negatives, just AJ's declining physical ability and Eddie Edwards' inconsistency. But a good win for AJ and Kenny as they gain some momentum. Next up, we've got a promo. It's just basically Virgil Devitt hyping up, that he is going to beat all four men in this matchup when it gets to Slammiversary, and the likes of Chris Jericho and the others have no chance against him. He will be one of the most dominating TNA champions of all time. Good promo, and it continues the storyline, gaining some heat, which leads to our main event matchup, which got a B83, and it was about that had great wrestling and good heat, and it was the team of Virgil Devitt and Adam Cole who defeated the tag team champions Brian Cage and Mike Bennett in 15:06 in a non-title match, when Devitt defeated Cage with a double knee gutbuster after a distraction from Rey Mysterio Jr. Devitt carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. A solid B83 is good. Adam Cole a 68 considering he's injured is not bad, so he'd be a little bit higher, a 70 if he was fully fit. So again, we're building him up like Kenny Omega. Devitt with a 90 just stole the show. A decent rating for Bennett and Cage as well. And their storyline with the Mysterio and Phoenix has gained a little bit of heat. No skill improvements, and to say a few negatives there as to be expected, but overall, solid show, solid B82, hitting the records that we should be getting, hitting the ratings we should be getting, as we continue on this march to National. And say if we keep going at this rate, we should be cracking that just before Bound for Glory, which means we could potentially have a second show before then. So let's have a look. Cherry Bomb is going to get a new contract with Shine. Apart from that, I don't feel there's much else apart from they struck gold with the show. which Underground had a show as well. So let's see here. Takahashi needs a break, Mysterio needs some victories, so we'll have to get that sorted. A 5.74 rating with television, and 10,000 for drug tests, so that's the most we've had to pay so far. But a good show, a little gain in momentum. In terms of size, they say we're pushing along. We now only have 3 that are just under 60. I've actually seen there that a couple are getting to 64, and we've got Midwest, which is over the 65 importance required for national. So 1 down, 7 to go. It's going to be a long process, but I think we can look to be cracking that before Bound for Glory. I say hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. If you've got any predictions so far on the opening matches we've announced for Slammiversary, you could leave them in the comment section below. Any comments on the series? If you've started a TNA save yourself, let us know how you've been getting on. Who have you signed? Have you brought anyone back from WWE? Is anyone the same as me who just seems to always get morale issues because of bloated rosters? Let me know on that as well. As always, guys, it's been a pleasure to do the episode. Really enjoying it. So say any comments, like, subscriptions are always deeply appreciated. I say if you want to get involved in TEW, you can join us on the Fantasy Picker subreddit and the Grey Dog Software forums. These are good places to get started up with the game, and potentially, as I say, if you want to, get involved with fantasy booking, whether it be via YouTube or whether it be written content. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. It's deeply appreciated. Hopefully I'll see you next time for either this TNA series or for one of the WWE videos that we launch every weekend. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.